It's already making its way back in right now. I'm talking about our low clouds and fog. This is a shot of Morro Bay, our 805 webcams, and this is a live look at what's happening across our beaches. We're tracking that fog. Let's zoom in and take a look at how close it's getting to us. As we head into the next hour or so, we can see it pushing into places like Lompoc and Santa Maria and just portions of the San Luis Obispo County area as well. It's going to keep deepening overnight. Not going to be quite as bad as what we saw this morning, but still going to be a little bit hard to see out there tomorrow morning. So take it slow on the roadways when you're on your way to work. Don't get too excited because it's Friday. Our daytime highs a little bit warmer in Paso, nearing triple digits. Shandon in the 90s and then 80s if you're in San Luis Obispo. Our current temperatures chillier if you're in SLO, but it is still in the 90s in Paso, and it's almost 7 p.m. so still warm out there. We won't see our overnight lows until very late in the evening, possibly even in the morning tomorrow. And that overnight low only going to be about 52 in Paso. We've got mid 50s in San Luis Obispo, Lompoc, and we have low 60s in Santa Barbara this evening. Tomorrow looking pretty similar to what we saw today. We've got the 80s in San Luis Obispo, 90s in the interiors, and then 70s to even some 60s by the beaches thanks to those clouds. If you're in the interiors of California, we got 90s in Fresno, Sacramento, and Palm Springs as well. So when will we start to see some changes in our forecast? Not really going to start happening until around Sunday. So by the beaches and the coastal areas, still going to see those clouds, but our temperatures are what's changing. 50s are back for the beaches. The coast are in the mid 70s, and the inland areas are dipping down to the low 90s and then into the 80s as we head into the work week on Monday. But talking about those low clouds again, you'll see them through the beaches for the main part all throughout the evening and tomorrow morning, starting around 8 p.m. tonight and not really clearing until 9 a.m. and then only going to partly cloudy throughout the day. We won't make it out of the 60s because of that. Lompoc also going to see these clouds, some partly cloudy skies throughout the day, mid to upper 70s in Santa Maria. So those are the two spots for our coastal areas that are really going to feel a lot of those clouds. San Luis Obispo in the morning, yes, but we clear out pretty nicely from 11 to around 5 o'clock. So the big chunk of our day will be spent with some clear skies. Now your area forecast, daytime highs, we talked about the 90s for Paso. We've got 80s in SLO and 70s down into Santa Barbara. If we head to the north coast, a little bit warmer than what we saw today. 70s are back for San Simeon and the upper 90s for San Miguel, while Avila Beach will be at 78. In the 5 cities, we'll have 70s and some 60s for Pismo. Still a little cloudy for the beach areas, so probably not the best beach day. Shandon in the 90s, California Valley barely, but in the 90s as well, 91 for your Friday. Goleta pushing almost into the 80s and then upper 80s for Solvang, Santa Ynez, and Cuyama in the 90s. So we're warmer than today for Friday and Saturday, but we're starting to see those daytime highs come down on Sunday. We'll be back in the 70s for Paso, something we haven't seen in a while. San Luis Obispo going to be seeing the 70s as well for that first half of the week. And in Santa Maria and Santa Barbara, our cooler spots having to deal with some of those clouds in the 70s to 60s by midweek in Santa Maria. Richard.